Hi, and welcome back to I'm a Happy Enchilada. I'm Don Culver, and I'll be your host. And if this is your first time with us, thanks for tuning us in. Now, today's topic is one that many people can feel to various degrees in their lives. It's the fear of failure. Yuck. It's one of many things I've dealt with in my own life, and it held me back for way too long. It was many years ago, back when the thought of therapy for my fears was out of the question. Even admitting I had a fear of failure would have been devastating and not something to talk about in my family. So I just have to figure out a way past it in silence and by myself, or just live with it. So let's get into our topic. Ready? All right, let's go. The fear of failure is one of the most common fears that holds people back from living their best life. In a world that puts successful people on a podium, there can be shame on those who fall short, or even worse. Some of the ways people may experience the fear of failure include believing you don't have the skills or knowledge to achieve something. Yuck! Feeling like you won't be able to achieve your goals, and procrastinating to the point that it affects your performance or ability to finish on time. And there are many ways in which people may become fearful of failure. Well, let's take a look at a few of those, shall we? Here we go. First, there is a phobia called atychiphobia, which is an intense fear of failure. People with atychiphobia may avoid any situation where they see a potential for failure. Next, some people with OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, they struggle with an intense fear of failing. Also, people with ADHD battle with fears of not being good enough. I can relate to that. They often stress about small decisions, avoid taking risks in order to not make the big mistakes. And fear of failure can be linked to having unsupportive or critical parents that routinely undermined or humiliated you in childhood. Whoa. Yeah, that one hits home for me. I can still see and hear in my mind's eye my dad telling me I didn't have all the answers and was unprepared to go for a dream or great idea I had just shared with him. It was devastating and would immediately kill what little self-confidence and enthusiasm I had. Fortunately, I was eventually able to get past those childhood messages that were false and harmful, but it took time and it wasn't easy. To sum up how fear of failure can destroy success, it can stop you in your tracks, even if you are after something that will bring you joy and excitement. As writer Susie Kassem says, fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. Fear can cause people to miss out on opportunities that allow them to reach their full potential. Okay, now let's begin to look at ways we can get over our fear of failure mentality, that is. Okay? Here's some great tips to get you started. First, accept that failure is normal and it can be a good thing. Adopt a beginner's mind. Talk to someone you trust. Give yourself more options. Remember the cost of not trying. Adjust on the fly and be afraid, but do it anyway. And here's more ways to fight your fears. First, take time out. It's impossible to think clearly when you're flooded with fear or anxiety. Next, breathe through the panic. Face your fears. Imagine the worst. Look at the evidence. Don't try to be perfect. Visualize a happy place and talk about it. Okay, well, there's a bunch of great ways to fight back against those fear of failure thoughts that will surely raise their ugly heads while you're in the midst, of chasing your dreams. And speaking of failure, how do you accept a failure in your life when one occurs? Well, here's some good tips for coping with failure as well. First, give yourself permission to fail. Practice self-compassion. Reflect on the experience and adopt a growth mindset. Revisit your goals and create a plan for the future. Now, those are terrific tips. And it's apparent that you can get past fear of failure and reach your dreams and live the life you desire if you're willing to do the work. Well, that's all I've got. So until next time, God bless and be a happy enchilada. Bye.